Welcome to OFB FPL, your place for premium FPL content.
Welcome back to FPL, everyone. I'm your host Kwan, and we're here for the usual FPL talk. Let's get into it, right? Sorry that we didn't have a show for the last two game weeks because it was it went by really fast because of the quick turnover, so we wasn't able to have a show. We're back again for game week 14, right? We have three more game weeks, right, including game week 14 until we break for World Cup. So let's start off with our game week review and get into it. So in game week 13, we finished with 52 points on above average. We didn't really expect that. Thought this game could have gone a little better, but so it's go. So starting out as Captain Haaland, Mitrovic, we brought back in Foden, and he didn't start. You got a surprising clean sheet from Justin, and well, the rest of the team didn't do well, right? But 52 is not bad, and we move. So next up for second segmentary is the watch list, right? So we have two new additions to the watch list, and we have two who dropped out, right? So if the two new additions are first up on the list, right? First up is Miguel Almiron, right, the Paraguayan player. In game week 12 and game week 13, he turned 10 twice, which is really good, really good. So he's the most informed player right now, well, other than Ilden Haaland, right? So he's on our watch list, right? I believe in. Let me just check that really quick. In game week 14, Newcastle has Aston Villa. Yes, Aston Villa. They just got rid of Steven Gerrard and they had that new manager bounce and they blow away um they blow away Brentford in game week 13. But Newcastle is playing really good at the moment, really good. They have the best defense record in the league. And Almiron, we're expecting another return from him in this game. So he could be one you could watch out too, or he could be in your team. Who knows? Right? Next up on the list is Harrison Kane. Harry Kane. Um He blanked in game week 12, but he returned in game week 13. We know Spurs is not on the greatest form at the movement, right? But next up for Spurs in game week 14, right, is Bournemouth. Yeah, Bournemouth away, right? Bournemouth is not really that great defensively, so we expecting at least for Spurs to score in this game, right? So we expect Kane to return. And a lot of people might be looking to bring in Gary Kim this game week. And my journey out, who knows? But yeah. Next up, Callum Wilson. He blanked just like Harry Kane, he blanked in game week 12, but he returned in 13. And just like what I said at Almiron, right? Newcastle has good fixtures going forward. Although that is when he up to game week 16, right? And also a nice fixture in Aston Villa, right? Newcastle at home. So but they are both, ones that you all can watch out for. And if you all possibly have the space in your team for them, go right ahead and stop on y'all. And then we have the last two who dropped from second and first to the last two on the list, right? And it's kind of harsh that they dropped to the last two on the list because it's not really their, well, one of them is not really their fault, which is Phil Foden, right? He had a blank in game week 12 because of Arsenal's fixture that had to be played in the Europa League. And, well, he was benched in game week 13, but we fully expect him to start in game week 14 against Leicester because, well, we just expect him to. And that game is a really, really juicy one for him. So he's on the watch list still. And yeah, and the Trossard, I know a lot of people sold him game week 13 because of who Brighton played, but he returned against City, and in game week 14 he has Chelsea, and it's possible that he could also return in that game. And then after that, Brighton has their fixtures change for the next two fixtures, which they have Wolves, who can't keep a clean sheet, and they have um sorry for a little bit, and they have Aston Villa, right? So we'll see how that Aston Villa game goes, but in game week 14, who knows? Keep an eye on him. He's still only watch this for a reason. Yes, he's last, but he's still watching for a reason. Yeah. So next up, let's keep buy sell. Right. First up on the keep list, Phil Foden. We just talked about Phil Foden. And we talked about that first fixture, which is in game week 14, right? Which is Leicester, which is a really, really, really juicy fixture for Man City. Actually, Man City have it easy for the next three fixtures before World Cup starts, right? Game week 15 is Fulham, which is a really nice fixture also, and then Brentford, right? The Fulham and the Brentford game, both at home, both City could win, right? So Phil Foden, you have him in your team, keep him, right? Next up, Gabriel Jesus. You might be saying, Kwan, we're gonna what you buy. Why you talking about keeping Gabriel Jesus? I don't say you long time, right? If you didn't tell me yet, I said to keep him. Yes, I know he's a risk because he had 4 yellow cards, and if he get a yellow card against any of these teams, or even in the next game, which is Forest, he out, right? But and well, he would just miss the Chelsea game. But that's all right? Because okay, let's say he get a yellow against Forest, he could potentially score against Forest. Yes, he has been on form, but Forest not that good, right? And then he'll miss the Chelsea game, okay, and then he's back for Wolves, which he could score on also because Wolves just not good at the moment. Wolves have been conceding goals left, right, and center. Imagine is Leicester beat Wolves in game week 13? Yeah, Leicester beat Wolves 4-0 in game week 13, and Wolves was home, right? So if it's one game week, after you need to keep Gabriel Jesus, please give him this game week. If he fail this game week, then by all right, sell him, right? But just trust me on this one. Just trust me on this one. Trust me on this one, please. Right? And the last up on the key place is Ivan Tony. And well, Tony has two same fixtures that Gabriel Jesus has. It was obviously would be the same order, right? But the next three, right? They have Wolves. Let's talk about Wolves, and they have Forest. Right? The last fixture on Tony's list is Man City. But we really got to name in for the first two fixtures, which is Wolves and Forest, which of course he could score both. He could score on both in those games, right? So you have these guys, keep them, and just trust me with Gabriel Jesus. If you feel this game week, you can blame me, right? Next up is buy, and some of these guys on this list you all might not have yet, right? So some of you all might have, and they're good. I think going forward from this game week, they are good buys, right? So first up is Miguel Almiron, right? He has Aston Villa, Southampton, and Chelsea in the next three games, right? Yes, Aston Villa just blew away And we just talk about Almiron. We just talk about Almiron. Yes, Aston Villa blow away Brentford, but as I said earlier, Newcastle is a different team, right? Newcastle defensively solid, right? Almiron on form. We backing them to return in two of those three games. He could even return in three of the three games, right? So, and at the price point he is right now, it's too good to turn down. It's too good to turn down, right? At 5.4 and returning, no brainer, no brainer, right? Get him in your team, right? Next up, Harrison Kane, right? Harry Kane has three good fixtures also, right? He has Bournemouth, Liverpool, and Leeds. All cannot keep a clean sheet at the moment. Even Liverpool or Liverpool, they're not untouchable. They're not untouchable, right? Yeah, they might be winning games. Actually, they didn't win the last game. They lose to Forest, guys. Right? They lose to Forest. Yeah, yes, Tottenham hasn't been on great form, but I think they could even score against Liverpool. So bring Harry Kane in. I might possibly do it too. Right? Bring him in and what you say, reap the rewards. And last but not least, on the buy list, Kevin De Bruyne. Well, I know you all saw Kevin De Bruyne goal this weekend in Game Week 13. Last weekend, sorry, in Game Week 13. What a goal that was. And I think taking out Kevin De Bruyne for Salah was a big mistake. I made the mistake too, right? Salah, he fooled us all with that goal against Man City. I think it was a lot of luck, right? Yes, Salah plays Leeds this game week, and who knows, he might yet return. But Kevin De Bruyne in this Man City team and Man City on this form is he's too good to leave out. And those next three games, Leicester, Fulham, Brentford, is too. It's too hard to leave him out of, those three games. It's really, really too hard. So you have the money, or you just for the pass salary like me, move him, move him straight to Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah, I don't think you regret it. I really, really don't think you regret it. Right. So that's up. That's all for the buy list. It's going to sell. Right. So first up on the sell list is Dominic Solanke. At the moment, Dominic Solanke is injured. Right. If you go on the app, you see 75%. So it's not he's not fully not sure to be back for the Tottenham game. Maybe back for Leeds, maybe back for Everton. But it's still fixtures to Bournemouth. Right? Yes, he might have been doing good, but we don't know how the injury will go. So I said get him out, get him out, get him out, get him out. I never liked him in the first place in our teams. I know he returned probably in a couple of fixtures, but who cares? Right. Next up on the list, Ivan Perisic. Um, the reason for selling Perisic is not because he's not good enough. He is good enough. All right. And in the earlier part of the season, he was getting assists and whatever. But he's getting rotated too much, too much, right? And I think against Bournemouth, right, he will be rotated again, and most likely Sassuolo will take the spot. And how long are you gonna keep going and just getting 1 point from this guy right through? And there are better options in that spot, like Trippier and even a cheaper option and Ben White and these guys. So I say move them out, move them out, move them out, move them out. And last but not least, unless Timothy Castagna. You all might be saying Kwan, but Castagna was going so good and he was getting clean sheets and he was scoring and all these different things. Who cares? Right? The next three fixtures for Leicester are not easy fixtures. Right? So you all seen the fixtures there. Man City is at home. Man City at home, Everton away and West Ham away. All these teams could score on them and possibly blow them away. Well, and the money last too. But I think those clean sheet days are done. It's time to move on to Timothy Castagna. And that's it for the keep by yourself segment. Let's move on to the last segment, which is differentials. All right. So for the ones who listen, you might see the list differentials until I read it out. And for the ones who watching on YouTube, I mean like, go on, what kind of list is this by? Yeah, mad man. Oh. But here about out now. Let's say out. Just say out. Right. So first up, right? Before I continue, you all know our differentials are below 10% TSB. Right. So first up on the list is nobody other than Luke Shaw. Right. In the last 6 years, Luke Shaw has been returning points actually. Yeah, right. He actually has been returning points. I think he even got an assist against Chelsea. Yeah, he did. Right. Um and before the Chelsea game, he turned against I mean he got a clean sheet against Spurs and a clean sheet against Newcastle. Right. So that's 3 returns in the last 3 games. Right. And next up for Man U is West Ham, Aston Villa, Fulham. And I think that Luke Shaw could possibly, if not get clean sheets in those games, it might be hard to get clean sheets in those games because it's Manchester United we're talking about. But Luke Shaw, the way he's looking, if you all, I don't know if you all watched how he looked against Chelsea, he looked like his usual self. This is from that season where everybody was calling Roberto Carlos. And he looks like he could actually, return with attacking return, sorry. The system was not, so who knows? It might be a bad shot. All right. Next up on your list is a favorite of one of our FB members, Yon. Right? He was like, Kwan, this guy, I think he should be the captain this game with Kwan. I mean, I laughed at him, right? But who knows? So that guy he's talking about is Darwin Nunez. Darwin Nunez, he scored midweek for Liverpool. He looks like he could score every game for Liverpool, but there's sometimes he just can't hit the net. But who knows? For next few fixtures, they have Leeds, Tottenham, and Southampton, which are favorable fixtures. You all might say yes, Tottenham are on form, so let me not say no yes, Tottenham, whatever. Right? These fixtures, could score in all these three fixtures, right? He's below 10%. Um, his price at the moment is 8.8, right? If you all can afford him and you all want to take the punt, he might be a good punt, right? Check him out. And last up on the differentials list is the Birichi Eze, right? Crystal Palace has some good fixtures with Southampton, West Ham, and Forest in the next three before World Cup begins, right? Eze has been looking good, right? He has been returning. He returned twice in the with double digits in the last 4 game weeks, right? That was a 10 point against Crystal Palace and a 10 point against Leeds, right? These fixtures, who knows? He could possibly return in these games also. He's a nice option, a nice alternative to Miguel Almiron and Zaha and these guys. So go right ahead and take the risk. Who knows? It might pay off. So, guys, thanks for coming and listening to the show. Right? Wish you all a great game week. Green arrows, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your night. And well, when you're listening, you probably enjoy the rest of your day. All right. Peace out. Later, guys.